Tesla delivery numbers are out for Q3, and this yet again shows why you can't listen to Analyst. We were again the most accurate estimate of Tesla delivery numbers. We were expecting 434,000. Guess what? Deliveries came in 435,000. Let's go ahead and break down all of your Tesla stock news you need to know on the day today. First things I'll say right off the bat, Tesla is doing pretty well today, considering this number was about 20,000 lower than the Wall Street consensus estimate, and a lot of other automakers like a Rivian, a NIO, and XPeng are down more than Tesla today, even though they beat their estimates. This tells you something, and it tells you something that is very exciting for 2024, if you will. We have all of this and much more. That is only the tip of the iceberg. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like Tesla stock, if you own Tesla stock, or you just want to stay up to date with what's going on in the markets and with a select specific focus on Tesla stock. And let me tell you, what's going on in the markets today is wild. Bond yields are absolutely soaring. The economic data we got today came in much better than expectations, and the dollar, well, that is soaring too. Not so great for our markets heading into earnings, which start here in just the next couple of weeks. Let's get into it. Tesla produced 430,488 vehicles, and they delivered 435,059 deliveries. They also keep their full year target of 1.8 million vehicles. Tesla has now officially delivered more cars in 2023 than they did for full year 2022 by about a margin of 9,000 vehicles. In 2022, Tesla delivered 1,313,851 cars. So far this year, Tesla has delivered 1,324,074 cars. Now, Tesla reiterating their 1.8 million delivery target for this year means that they expect to deliver around 476,000 cars in Q4. That would be a new quarterly record, but it would not surprise me if Tesla can surpass over 500,000 deliveries this quarter, which would be truly good news for Tesla stock investors. And Sawyer Merritt will be going on CNBC tonight for a short live interview to discuss Tesla and the Cybertruck between 7 and 8 p.m. We love Sawyer Merritt here on this channel. He does a great job keeping us informed, so we will bring you that interview once it is posted. Shares of Rivian fell over 1% today as the EV truck maker delivered 15,564 vehicles in the third quarter, higher than expectations of about 14,000. In addition, Evercore ISI upgraded the EV truck maker to outperform from in line with a price target of $35. U.S. listed shares of NIO and XPeng fell 3% and 1.5% after the companies reported a combined 66,831 deliveries in September, up 116% from a year earlier. It was the second best combined month ever. But yet, Tesla was really the only one that missed estimates, and Tesla fell the least out of all of these guys. What is this telling you? Well, it's telling you simply the 455,000 average analyst estimate on Wall Street was baloney. Nobody expected that. I expected 434,000 deliveries. 435,000 deliveries is 1,000 deliveries better than I even expected. So today was actually great news. Given factory shutdowns and slowdowns, they still delivered 435,000 vehicles. That is a very bullish number, and it could have been a lot worse. Tesla also reiterated 1.8 million deliveries for the full year. That's also great news. But I think what this outperformance of Tesla compared to other EV makers really shows is Tesla is seeing a lot of 2024 positioning. What I mean by that is a lot of hedge funds and institutional investors have been very underweight Tesla for a while now. And if you look at Tesla on the charts, you're trading at the same levels you were in 2022. Tesla really, for the most part, has not participated in the rally in 2023. You're still not higher than you were in August of 2022 when Tesla hit a high of about $315 per share. So you're getting a lot of bullish positioning today, and I think you will over the next couple of weeks. October 1st, which was technically yesterday on Sunday, starts fiscal year 2024. So a lot of buying and positioning is happening right now. Investors are bullish on Tesla for 2024 and expect good things to come. After all, in Q4 alone, Cybertruck deliveries start, the new Model 3 deliveries start, updated Giga Shanghai Model Y deliveries start, and just newly updated factories. We are seeing some very interesting things happening on the charts, in which we'll get into later into this video. Joe Tetmeyer over here on X is bringing us the first verified crash-tested Cybertruck photos at Giga Texas. And here is 4 photos, and rest in peace to the wall the Cybertruck crashed into. It looks like airbags are deployed, but very minimal damage to the cabin in where actual passengers would be seated. This, I believe, should be good news. A California federal judge has ruled that a group of people who own cars made by Tesla must pursue claims that the company misled the public about its autopilot features in individual arbitration rather than court. The ruling marks a significant victory for Tesla, as it means the company will not have to face class action claims on behalf of much larger groups of vehicle owners. This information is coming to us from Reuters. Unplugged Tesla has released a new bedlock off-road wheel engineered for the Model Y. A full set cost $4,495, and it looks pretty good. I really have no complaints here. A Travis County school district is planning to purchase a fleet of Teslas for its newly formed police force. They are planning on buying 9 Teslas. Giga Texas is located in Travis County. Here's what Dan Ives had to say about Tesla's Q3 deliveries. Quote, Tesla just reported its Q3 deliveries, which ripped the band-aid off and missed street estimates. Even when factoring in the factory's shutdowns with no rose-colored glasses, Tesla clearly missed the street, with bulls left disappointed, although we see better days ahead for Q4 in 2024. I'll just say, as the street expectations go, sure, some people were disappointed, but real Tesla investors, retail investors that own the vast majority of Tesla shares, they were not disappointed by this number. If you've watched this channel, you know Tesla beat my estimate of 434,000 deliveries by about 1,000 vehicles. This was actually just fine. This is, I would argue, great news, considering the alternative could have been 420,000 vehicles, 415,000 vehicles. This is good news. But if you're an analyst on Wall Street and you don't stay up to date with everything going on with Tesla, well, maybe you were a little disappointed, but we can clearly see, judging off of Tesla's stock today, well, it was not a disappointment. Tesla in France has registered a 60% year-over-year sales increase for September, taking a 3.55% share of the country's overall auto market. The brand contributed to the growth of the share of EVs on French roads, which amounted to 19% in September. Tesla's Model Y is Norway's best-selling car in September and in 2023. Data for the first 3 quarters of 2023 are even more telling. Tesla sold 19,555 Model Ys in 9 months, more than 2,000 units more than its 4 closest competitors combined. Wow. The closest competitor, Volkswagen ID4, is in second place and sold 5,635 units. In third place is Skoda NQ with 4,589 units sold. Volkswagen ID Buzz registered 3,636 units. In fifth place is the Toyota BZ4X with 3,327 sales. So combining all of the other top competitors to the Model I, Tesla still beat it with an extra 2,000 vehicles. Ford F-150 Lightning cancellations are also impacting Canada, as you can see from this user on X, the car dealership guy, and this looks like it was posted from Inked Investing. Yep, it says we would not be able to obtain this F-150 Lightning. It's no longer, unfortunately. My apologies for the confusion. We had just gotten confirmation from Ford yesterday evening that all of our upcoming Lightnings are no longer being built. This obviously has to do with the ongoing strike. And GM is now furloughing another 160 workers due to the UAW strike. Jay Leno has posted a new 40-minute video of him driving the Tesla Semi with senior manager of Semi-Truck Engineering Dan Pristonley and chatting with chief designer Franz von Holzen. Dan says the Tesla Semi system has up to 1,500 horsepower, uses the Cybertruck's drive inverter, and has the same turning radius as a Model I. He also says Tesla has made about 70 semi-trucks so far as of filming, and that they will eventually make a sleeper cab version for long-haul trips. During the video, they show the process of hooking up a trailer. Italy reported 907 Tesla sales and 0.7% market share for September, 89% Model I, and 4% for the Model 3, the best Q3 ever, and 11% quarter over quarter. Year to date, up 209% over same period last year, and year to date is 215% of last year's total. Tesla Taiwan registered 1,241 vehicles in September. Tesla vehicles ranked first to third in the electric vehicle sector. The Model Y 633 deliveries, the Model X 398 deliveries, and the Model S 210 deliveries, the Model 3 at 0. Since the opening of Tesla's Giga Berlin, several environmental accidents have caused paint, aluminum, etc. to leak, but groundwater has not been contaminated. According to the order spree, the accidents did not negatively affect groundwater. In the worst case, the soil was only replaced to prevent contamination, and in all other cases, technical and systemic protection measures prevented contamination of groundwater. I think this is important because Tesla wants to expand their Giga Berlin factory and operations, but a lot of the neighboring towns have not wanted this because of the potential impacts to the environment, to groundwater, but also the usage of water itself. So this looks to be a little bit of good news on maybe expanding on some of those permits for Giga Berlin. Tesla's option activity today, a little bit lighter than what we're used to, 716 orders, totaling $122.51 million with a positive order value of 49%. If we blow up the bubble chart of options expiring this week, we can see the 240 put is very active with 91,000 for volume, and the 260 call is also very active with 63,000 for volume. The highest strike here as far as open interest is the 265 call, and that has open interest of 28,000 with volume of 23,000 today. The 250 put is also pretty active with about 70,000 for volume. The 255 call seeing a lot of activity as well with 54,000 for volume. So it looks like the total amount of puts today is a little bit higher than the calls, but the dollar amount going into Tesla options is split almost at 50% exactly. If you look at the open interest, calculating all of the open interest for all of these different options, 49.82% is calls and 50.18% is puts. So 50-50 exactly. Now, if we take a look at the charts at the time of recording this video, Tesla stock is down about half of 1%. You did hit a low of the day today around $242.71. Now, your 100-day moving average is at $243.13 per share. It looks like you bounced right at the 100-day moving average, but you also got rejected at the 50-day moving average. That is at $251 flat. Tesla is in a tight range here, and it's holding above its 8-day moving average at $247.21 per share. I think that's the important level, really all three of these moving averages that you want to watch throughout the rest of this week. Now, unfortunately, the markets are not in a great place right now, and we'll get into that a little bit more throughout this video or throughout the rest of this video. On a technical basis, the Nasdaq, the S&P do not look great, and the upcoming data this week might not be so great as well. So I think Tesla specifically looks very good. It looks bullish. The charts look fantastic, but the markets don't. So the markets could have an effect on pushing down Tesla stock. Tesla's MACD is also negative, but you're starting to bottom out yet again, which is a really good sign. If you also look at the RSI at 47.44, neither bullish nor really bearish. It's very neutral, the neutral level being 50. 47 is pretty neutral. In between 55 and 45, I like to categorize as neutral. The Nasdaq is up 0.15% at the time of recording this video. What I really don't like about today is you had a lot bigger of a gain in early trading today, and you got rejected right at the 100-day moving average, right here. And you're falling back down to close near the lows. This is not a great sign. For any strength in our markets, you wanted to see a move above the 100-day moving average today. Considering the data that we got today was pretty dang bullish, this is not a great sign. Now, if we also connect a line here to some of the recent lows that we have seen in our markets, you could even make the argument the line should look somewhat like this. We pull it up. That could mean some further downside down to potentially that 350 level, and if you break under that, things could get even worse. Now, obviously, things could turn around and you could go higher, but you got to get on above that 100-day moving average before you start to even discuss any major upside from there. So if I look at the markets on a risk to reward basis, it does not look good heading into 2024, and I think it's only a matter of time before the markets take a move lower. And that level that I'm really targeting is that 200-day moving average. That's your next major level of support, and that's sitting at about $330 on the QQQ. The S&P sings a similar song, although it looks a lot weaker. You're not even close to your 100-day moving average on the SPY. That is at $436. On the SPY, you're currently trading at $425. So if I were to imagine, the Nasdaq probably has a lot more room to fall than the S&P. The S&P has just fallen a little bit more. If you're looking at the SPY, it looks like we found some support around the August 2022 high back here at 423 last week, but you're starting to trend back down to those levels. If you start to break under 423, that's where things could get ugly, and you could fall back to your 200-day moving average at 416.24. But if you do look at the RSI is pretty close to going oversold, so this looks like you could be vulnerable to seeing an oversold bounce like we did see last week, but you have basically given it all up today with the S&P down over half of 1%. Oil is down about 1.83% today. You would think this is good news, but if you look at the dollar is really breaking out here, up 0.58%. And as we went over in some of the previous videos, this was the beginning of 2022. As you guys know, 2022 is not a great year for stocks. Right here where my cursor is, where this line was the beginning of 2022. You've seen the dollar rally hard throughout 2022. That caused a lot of downside for our markets. Subsequently, since really the beginning of 2023, the dollar has been falling. This has really supported the markets, and now you're starting to rise again. If you continue to break out, I think the dollar is more important than anything else because this directly affects company earnings. A Tesla, an Apple, companies that do business in foreign currencies and convert their foreign currencies into US dollars again, the higher this chart, the less dollars they get for their foreign currencies. Take a look back here in 2021. No wonder stocks were going to the moon. Look at the dollar. Any company doing business in foreign currencies and converting those foreign currencies into US dollars to report earnings were having a boost from the FX currency conversion. Well, now you're not. And the higher this chart goes, the worse off for stocks. The KRE, which is the regional bank ETF, is also down about 2.61% today. That is not great. The biggest reason for this, I would say, is bonds. Bond yields are jumping big time today. TLT, this tracks the 20-year bond, is falling to a new low. It's down 1.5% today. The banking crisis happened because bond values have fallen so much. And a lot of banks were not properly hedged to watch their bond portfolios collapse in 2022 and 2023. And it's just getting worse. So that's not great. But you also have Ally Financial coming out and saying they're going to lay off 5% of their staff. So I think that is having a negative impact to the regional banks as well. If we see the banking crisis start to emerge again, that could be a real problem for our markets. Check this out. 10-year treasury yields are up 11 basis points today. Your 2-year treasury yields are up 5 basis points today. That means the long end of the curve, the 2-year yield is going higher, where the 10-year yield is going higher. Your 2-year yield is going higher, but not as much as the 10-year. That means your yield curves are continuing to uninvert today. This is not going to update, I believe, until tomorrow, but your 10 and 3-month yield curve continuing to uninvert. Same thing with your 10 and 2-year yield curve inversion. This is saying, hey, maybe we're a lot closer to a recession than we previously thought. Now, the reason why you're seeing all of these negative things out in the markets today, the dollar up, bonds up huge, is because of ISM manufacturing PMI. This data came out at 10 o'clock in the morning at 49. You were expecting around 47.8. So it looks like manufacturing is a lot stronger than people's expectations, meaning higher for longer is really starting to take hold in places like the bond market, in the dollar, which are negative for stocks overall. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is a stock picker's market. Heading into 2024, I want to be in stocks that are growing much faster than the overall economy with lower valuations. When you factor in Tesla's growth rate compared to its PE of 68 compared to an Apple or a Microsoft or any other big tech company, Tesla is by far the cheapest stock out there in terms of mega cap stocks, $500 billion of market cap or more. Tesla is by far the clear winner. So I want to be in stocks like a Tesla. I want to be in stocks like small and mid cap quality names, your household names, names you know of, a Fubo, a SoFi, a Crocs, those kind of names, if you're investing outside of Tesla as well. So that's what I have for you guys. What an exciting start to the week. We have a lot more economic data coming out throughout the rest of this week. I highly recommend you guys stay tuned to the channel for the 9 p.m. video coming out tonight. We will have more analyst commentary on Tesla stock as well as the data coming out tomorrow and how that could affect our markets. So another jam-packed video at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sharp. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comments section if you made it to the end of this video and you would like to support the channel in an even deeper way. Come get access to all of my trades in real time. We're hedging out our portfolios. We're making long trades there. Making earnings trades, YOLOs. We're doing a little bit of everything. Link down below in the description of this video. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.